All right, so Dino Babers, Syracuse head football coach, has been fired. So today we're going to be taking a look at 10 coaching candidates that could replace him. Some of these, in my opinion, are probably going to be out of the realm of possibility for Syracuse. Some of these are confirmed that they have interest in. Some of them are just me spitballing here, some ideas that I had that could be a good fit. Like I said, some of these are probably going to be out of Syracuse's league. Like a couple of these we'll get to here in a minute. I think they're probably going to get a better job than Syracuse, so they're probably not going to be realistic candidates. Let's go ahead and dive into it here. First off, we've got Sean Lewis. He's currently the Colorado offense coordinator, sort of. He kind of got demoted last couple of weeks, kind of a weird situation. So he left Kent State, where he was the head coach, and had some success last year. He left there to go be the OC for Dion in Colorado. And like I said, really weird situation. He got demoted of sorts, so he's not calling the plays anymore. That's been passed off to somebody else. So he's just kind of in limbo right now. He's just there. But weird situation because he left his head coaching position, like I said, where he had success and also probably could have parlayed that into a better job. And instead he took the OC job at Colorado. I don't know if he was planning on taking over for Dion at Colorado once Dion left or what the situation was there, but obviously it didn't work. So before that, he was the offense coordinator for Dino Babers at Syracuse. And so that could be a possibility for him to come home, sort of. I feel like they could do a little better than Sean Lewis because, like I said, the situation there is just weird that he took a demotion and, yeah, I don't know. And that he got demoted this year too. Next up, we've got Curt Cignetti, James Madison head coach. Obviously, they've had some success the past couple of years. While they're not bowl eligible, they are, almost undefeated. They've got one loss. They lost last week. And the question is, if not now, when? Should he go ahead and make the jump, and is this a good fit? I don't know if it's a good fit or not for him. And I feel like they could do maybe a little better, but he has had success the past couple of years, so probably not a bad get. Now, these next two are kind of the ones I was saying are unrealistic in my opinion. I feel like they could get better jobs, and I feel like they're probably going to get better jobs. So first off, let's talk about Jamey Chadwell. He's currently the Liberty head coach. They're undefeated. He's also been the Coastal Carolina head coach over the past few years when they've had a lot of success. I feel like the Mississippi State job is his to lose this year, though, so I think he's going to get a better job than Syracuse is what I'm getting at. I feel like he can do better. I don't know if they could do better. I feel like he's a great coach, Jamey Chadwell. He's had success everywhere he's been. Obviously, at Coastal, they had that run during COVID, during 2020, where they were actually almost undefeated. They lost to BYU, I think, whenever they kind of had that matchup, both undefeated teams, him versus Zach Wilson. Pretty good matchup. And obviously this year at Liberty, he's had a lot of success taking over after what was their coach's name? That went to not Ole Miss, but went to Auburn. Anyway, I can't think of the name off the top of my head, but Hugh Freeze. There we go. But yeah, Jamey Chadwell, if they could get him Syracuse, that'd be an awesome get, but I feel like he's going to go Mississippi State. Next up, another name that I feel like could probably get a better job, Willie Fritz. Now, he is a little older, so I don't know if that's going to impact, who exactly wants him. But he had some offers last year that he turned down to run it back at Tulane. Obviously, they're having success this year, but he is going to lose a lot off of this team, so I feel like he'll probably leave after this year. Next up, Jason Candle, Toledo head coach. He's had a lot of success there. Obviously, they bumped into the rankings this week. I think they're like 25 or 24. So they cracked the rankings. He's got the Rockets doing pretty good this year. Charles Huff, Marshall head coach. I don't really know a lot about him personally, but I've seen a lot of his name thrown around a lot for a lot of these coaching jobs. So I figure he's going to get one eventually. He's getting his foot in the door. That's kind of the first step, to having that opportunity. I'm not sure how good Marshall is, but like I said, every kind of not super Power 5 job, but every kind of mini Power 5 job like this, his name's always thrown around. So I figure he'll get one of these eventually. Next up, Chuck Martin, Miami, Ohio head coach. He's another one. Had success, kind of like the Toledo head coach, Candle. They're pretty good this year. I think they've got 2 losses right now, so they're kind of in the running, having a good year. And when will he parlay that and do a better job? Syracuse is kind of iffy, like Dino Babers. I'm not sure they're going to get anybody better than him. So Syracuse was, if you're a Syracuse fan, y'all start out like 5-0, 6-0 every year. Then once you get into ACC play, it kind of just starts going downhill. So they'd be ranked, and then they play Clemson, and it's all just downhill from there every year, over and over and over. And that's probably a realistic scenario, be bowl eligible. Your basketball school. It's kind of, obviously you want to shoot for the stars, but I don't know what exactly they could get. And I don't know. I'm not really sure the candidate they could get because they're Power 5, obviously. They're in the ACC, but they're kind of lower tier Power 5, probably one of the worst Power 5 jobs. So, yeah, I don't know what exactly the pool is that you could, get as a head coach. But moving on, next up, we've got Bob Chesney, Holy Cross head coach. Obviously, that's a Division II school. He's FCS coach, but he has had a ton of success there. And so I could see him moving up. I don't think he could make this jump just yet. I could see him starting in a lower school, then maybe moving up, similar to like Lance Leipold did, and similar to how Kleiman did at Kansas State as well. Take a smaller job, then move up. Kleiman didn't do that, but Lance Leipold did at Buffalo. Then these next two they have connections to Syracuse, but they're in the NFL currently, so I don't know if they could necessarily pull these or if they'd even have any interest. Matt Patricia, obviously you know him, Detroit Lions head coach formerly, and he was also working for the Patriots. He was a grad assistant at Syracuse, so he has some ties there. I don't know if he had would have any interest going to the college level, but if they could pull him, probably not a bad hire. Then Doug Marrone, if you're a Syracuse fan, you know him. He has been a Syracuse head coach before. He moved up after that to go take the Bills job. So he had success at Syracuse, moved up to take the Bills job because of that. And obviously now that's not the case. I think he's like the O-line coach for the Saints now or something. I know he worked for Saban at Bama a couple years ago. But if they could pull him back in, that would probably be a solid hire because he did have success at Syracuse, has won a Big East championship with Syracuse, I think. And so that would be a good get if they could get him. Now, would he be willing? Would he have any interest? That's to be determined. Like I said, he was at Bama, so I think he does have interest in the college level and probably returning. I wouldn't be surprised if Doug Marrone is the pick here, to be honest. My gut right here, I'd narrow it down to three options probably. I would say Doug Marrone, Sean Lewis, or Jason Candle would probably be my guess here. I think Chadwell and Fritz, if they could get those, would be good, but I don't think they're, like I said, in the realm of possibility. But let me know your thoughts on the job search down in the comment section. Who do you think Syracuse is going to hire? Who would you hire? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up for me, comment down below, and subscribe.